Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing good. So guys, if you find my videos helpful, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay. So today we'll try to understand Flow Designer in ServiceNow. And in this video, I'm going to provide you overview of Flow Designer. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, so let's discuss what all topics I'm going to cover in this video. So first I'm going to let you know what is Flow Designer. So I'm going to provide you brief introduction of Flow Designer in ServiceNow. Then I'm going to explain benefits of Flow Designer. So why ServiceNow introduced Flow Designer, I'm going to let you know what all benefits of having Flow Designer. And then I'm going to explain you components of Flow Designer. So we have, three main components in Flow Designer. I'm going to explain you. And then I'm going to let you know components of flows. Okay. And I will explain you architecture of Flow Designer. And lastly, I will be providing you example of Flow Designer and will try to create some Flow Designer referring the examples. Okay. Okay, what is Flow Designer in ServiceNow? So Flow Designer is a ServiceNow feature that helps automate business process in a single design environment without the need of any complex code. So ServiceNow has introduced Flow Designer. Even if we are having, workflow script, we can automate the process by using, workflows. We have execution plan also. But why we are having so many, mode of automating the process, but still ServiceNow has introduced Flow Designer. So what is the reason? So Flow Designer in a ServiceNow feature that helps automate the business process in a single design environment without much need of complex code. So if we want to, do some dynamic automation in by using workflow, so we have to write, a lot of codes. But you can automate any complex process without much code because in Flow Designer there are multiple predefined functionality we can use make of them, and we would be able to automate the business process very easily. Okay. And ServiceNow Flow Designer uses natural language to automate approvals, task notification, and record operation and configure automation. So the language which is used by Flow Designer, which is quite easy, anyone can easily understand. Okay. And by referring that natural language, they would be able to automate the approvals, like how we trigger the approval. Okay. So they can do it very easily by referring Flow Designer. They can create a task, notification can be sent, and any record operation like updation of record, creation of record can be happen. And we can, configure different automation also. Okay. So even admin can able to configure, automation by using Flow Designer. Even he doesn't know much of coding, still they can use feature of Flow Designer and would be able to automate. That's why Flow Designer is quite important nowadays. Everywhere we are using this Flow Designer in integration also, because it is quite easy. Without much complex, we are able to achieve our requirement. And last point is you can expand Flow Designer to communicate with external instances and third-party system by requesting a separate subscription to Integration Hub. So ServiceNow has introduced Integration Hub also as extension of Flow Designer. So we can use Flow Designer to communicate with external application or third-party tool. But we have to take subscription of Integration Hub. By using Integration Hub as well as Flow Designer, we would be able to establish any kind of integration with third party tool or any external tool without using much code. So that is the big advantage of having Flow Designer in ServiceNow. Okay. So let's go to our personal instance and try to open Flow Designer here first. So once you type Flow Designer, you could see here it has come under process automation. So you have to click on it. So this is the table name. Okay. Flow Designer. So now you could see here so many components are available here, right? And these are the list of out of box flow designer who has been provided by ServiceNow. Okay. So first, let's try to understand benefit of flow designer, and then we'll try to create new flow designer from here. Okay. So there are a lot of benefits of flow designer. So it automates repetitive work to improve efficiency and experience. Okay. And second, describes a workflow in natural language to help non-technical user to understand what it does. So yes, it is very user-friendly language is being used. So anyone can easily understand what is being done as part of automation, whatever we have configured using a workflow. Enables creating and testing a workflow from a single interface to ensure it works as expected. So yes, this is also one of the biggest advantages. So I'm just open one of the out of box flow designer to show you like how can we test on the same interface. So we have opened admin deployment approval flow. So this has been already configured, right? And now you are having option for test. So once you click on test, it stimulate a trigger and execute the flow. Once it is executing the flow, you would be able to see what all is happening. So just click on it. So you can select any record, okay? So there's no matching record here. Click one record. So let's create this one. Submit it. Okay. So run test. Okay. So once you have created your flow designer, you would be able to run your test and see the flow. Like whatever you have define in your flow designer, that is working as expected, all the flow is being passed, and what all things happening, you could run the test immediately on that interface and you could see that. So this is also one of the biggest benefit. So this will take quite time. So meanwhile, let's understand. Okay, so it has already done. So let's see. So you could see here what all things has been completed. You can expand and you can see what all like configuration detail. This has been already completed. This two, action has been completed. This has not been completed. Why? We could see the error why this has not been completed. So this is how this has not run because our condition would have not fulfilled. So we can see like whatever action we have defined, what is being passed, what is being failed, what kind of error we are getting. We can go to error and we can check. We can open the flow, we can open the context record also. So this kind of facility has been provided in flow designer, that is very useful. We can immediately run the flow and we can check there only. Third, benefits promotes process automation by enabling subject matter experts to develop and share reusable action with flow designers. So, process automation, they can create some flow action. Okay. So if you come here, click on that. So once you are clicking, you are having option to create a flow, subflow, and action. Okay. So you can create reusable action. Okay. So this action can be used into different flow also. How we are able to call script include into business rule or client side also. So script include is also reusable, right? We can configure once, and if the same requirement, we can call it anywhere in server side scripting or client side scripting also. So the same way, action is reusable. So once somebody define the action, if requirement is same, if requirement matches, you can call that action in your flow designer. Reduce upgrade cost with upgrade safe now platform logic replacing complex custom script. So whenever we are writing, custom complex script, whenever upgrade happens, there's a big headache because we have Generally we get lot of issue, so again we have to look into it and fix it. But in Flow Designer it is upgrade safe. If any upgrade is happening, there's no effect because of upgrade, so we don't have to bother about whenever we are upgrading our instance. We don't have to think about it. Okay, so it is upgrade safe, so we will be sure we are not going to get any error. Okay, so reduce development cost by providing a library of reusable action. So yes, I have already explained you, we can define some action and it can be reusable in other Flow Designer also. So it reduce the development cost. Okay, it enables extending Flow Designer content by subscribing to ServiceNow Integration Hub or installing spokes. So yeah, now we can take subscription of Integration Hub and we would be able to do integration with different third-party tool. So now I'm going to explain you component of Flow Designer. Okay, so if you come here, so you could see flows, subflows and action. Okay, so you can create flows, you can create subflows, you have, you know, option to create actions. So this three are the main component of Flow Designer. Okay, so let's try to understand one by one. A flow is an automated process consisting of a trigger and a sequence of actions. Flow automate business logic for a particular application or process. Define trigger condition to start a flow and variable to pass information between action. So if you create new flow, let's see. So this flow is having, you know, trigger condition. We have to define trigger condition. So once our trigger condition matches, this flow will be triggered. And we are having this input and output variable. So let's create one. Let's give demo flow. Okay, same thing I'm passing in description also. And this is the application scope. So this is global. If you have configured any particular scope and you want to configure this Flow Designer in that scope, you can select that from here. Protection, again data protection, you can make it read only, or if you want somebody to modify this properties, you should select here none. Okay, and here you have option run as user who initiates session or system user. So I'm selecting this one. Run with role, you can define the role. I'm not defining anything. If you have to define, you can click on it and you can select any role. You can pick up a role from here. So I'm just leaving it blank and submitting it. Okay, so here you would see once I had created this flow, you are having option to add the trigger. So you have to define the trigger condition, then only this flow will be triggered once our trigger condition matches. So you are having many things here. So in trigger condition, you are having trigger condition based on created or updated. So once your record is created and you want to, you know, trigger this workflow, you can select created, same updated. If you want to trigger this demo flow on a specific date, you can select date. And this is, you know, schedule based, so you can select that weekly, monthly, however you want. And you can select application wise also. So you could see here, you can trigger any flow based on record, schedule and application. Okay, so let's select created here. So once you selected trigger as created, you are getting option on table, on which table you want. Like if incident is being created, so I want to trigger this demo workflow, in that case I have to select incident as a table here. Okay, so I'm selecting incident as a table. So whenever any incident will get created, this flow will trigger. if you want to define any condition, more condition, you can add filter here. So like if priority is 1, then only it should trigger. So I am defining that part here. So priority is high, critical, critical or high, then only it should trigger. Okay. Or you can define some other thing also, like you can define if state is work in progress or new, anything. If state is work in progress, then I want to trigger this flow. You can define that part also. Okay, actually I want to make it and condition. State state is the work in progress. So this both condition has to fulfill, then only this flow has to be triggered on incident creation. Okay. If you want to add, you can add additional condition also. It is totally up to you. I am done. And once I had submitted this trigger, you are your option to create a action. Okay. So this is also one of the most important component of Flow Designer. So let's try to understand action first, and then we'll try to create it. Okay. Actions. An action is a reusable operation that enables process analysts to automate now platform features without having to write a code. So you could see here we are more concentrating on without having to write a code. So Flow Designer, using Flow Designer, we can automate the process without writing a code. And action is something which is reusable, like script include. We can configure our action, and if it is required, we can use it in another Flow Designer also. So Flow Designer means minimize the coding and automate the process. Okay. So let's come here and try to create an action. So actions means we have to perform something, right? So once this demo flow triggered, it has to done something on incident table. So trigger defines whenever our condition matches, it will trigger the flow. Now what will happen as part of that flow, we are going to define into action. Okay. So you could see here, we are having already some of the installed spokes, right? Like ServiceNow Core, AES Catalog Builder. So this is already pre-installed in the ServiceNow. But we are having some of the spokes like Integration Hub. It doesn't come along with ServiceNow. So we have to install it, and subscription is required for that. So let's try to use some of the installed scopes and try to create some action. Okay. So in ServiceNow Core, you could see so many things, right? So you can ask for approval, you can trigger approval, right? You can create or update record, you can create a record task, you can delete a record. So many things you can go one by one and you can check. You can send the notification, you can look up the record. Okay. And regarding attachment also, you can do a lot of things. Okay. And for change here, you could see you can apply change approval policy. So if you are having some approval policy created, so you can apply that. Okay. You can create catalog tasks, record producer, a lot of things can be done. So let's take a simple example and understand how can you create action. So our incident is created with priority 1 and state is work in progress. So I want to assign that incident to a particular group. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to update the incident record, right? So I'll select create or update record. Okay. And here you can select the table name where you have to do this, right? So you have to do it on incident table itself, right? So incident table has been selected. So here you are option for scripting. If you click, you could write a script also. Here we cannot use current or any other object. You have to use fd underscore data. Okay. And here we are having some trigger or some kind of, we'll discuss about it later in our next video, but I just wanted to highlight you have to use fd underscore data as the object whenever you are writing flow designer script. So let's come here and see what is this. This is data field picker for table name. So if you click here, you could see we had selected right record created on a trigger condition. So you have to select this. So once you select, you could see here. So here you have incident table. You can click here and it has been selected incident table. So now we have to update or create record on incident table. Okay. So here you have to select the field. Okay. So we are going to select assignment group and we are going to select assignment group as a demo group. So once our incident has been created with priority 1 or 2 with work in progress, it has to be assigned to demo group. Okay. So we are done. If you want, you can create another action also. Now let's try to understand subflows. A subflow is an automated process consisting of a sequence of reusable actions, data inputs and outputs. In contrast to flows, subflow do not have a trigger but instead run within a flow, another subflow or a script. So to create a subflow, you have to go to here. So you are creating new subflow here. So you can provide some name, description. I have already explained you about application scope. All this information I have already explained. Category is new here, so you can select some category like attachment, chains, email, whatever you want. So I want to select as chains. Okay, and you can provide some of the annotation for this subflow and you can define run as and run with role. Now I am submitting it. Okay, so your subflow has been created, demo subflow. Okay, and now you can define inputs and outputs and action. So you could see here this subflow is not having any trigger condition like flow. Okay, it is having inputs and outputs as well as actions. So like we had selected chains, right? So we can define some input and output for chains. So here you can add input. So here you can define a variable for a chains. So I am defining just application. Okay. So label is application and name is application. Sorry. And here you can define the type. So I want a string. If you want to change, you can change to anything. You are having so many types. And if you want to make it mandatory, you can click on it. Okay. And same ways you can define some output here. Okay. So output is not required as of now. So I am just leaving it and you can click on done. And along with this input and output, you can define the action. So action I have already explained. So it is similar to that. If you come here, you could see if you click here, here's subflows. So you could see there are already some of the out of box subflows. So you can make use of this also. If you want to, call any subflow, so you just have to click on it. Okay, and you can select that. So after the trigger condition and whatever we have defined the action, after that we can call this a subflow and we can define all the mandatory field. Okay, so this is how you can configure the subflow and you can call any subflow in your flow designer. Okay, so let's go to component of flows. I have already explained you about a component of flow. We are having trigger condition and we have action. Okay, and now we'll try to understand architecture of flow designer. Okay, so what do you mean by architecture of flow designer? To understand how flow designer works within the ServiceNow platform to activate, trigger and process flows and action. So a flow consists of trigger, I have already uh, told you, and one or more actions. So one and more action can be done. And the trigger condition specifies when to start the flow, which can be record based, schedule based, or application based. And I have already explained you about, right? Record based runs whenever record is created or updated. A schedule based, we can schedule, the action, and we can run at a specific time. And it is application based also, like based on any SLA condition or SLA or any other application, it can be triggered. And now I am going to explain like what is the process, how Flow Designer works. So first, process the Flow Designer or API call. Okay, so come here and understand in which sequence flow processing occurs. So when the flow triggers, condition occurs or an API call. So we can whether we can trigger the trigger the flow whenever our condition matches, or we can trigger through the API call. Okay. So system will create an entry for that in an event queue to start the flow. And then a scheduler process the event. So we have event created in the system, and it will be a schedule as per a scheduler, and it will start running in the background. Okay. After that, what will happen? The system builds a process plan from the flow. So you could see here, first it got triggered, and then what happened? Process the event in the queue. I mean, it will create the event and schedule it, and after that, it will build the process plan, like how it has to be executed. It will make the plan, and then in fourth step, it will be running the plan as per process. Okay. So you could see here, system runs the process plan using the record that triggered the flow. And lastly, what will happen? The system stored the execution detail in the context record. So how we have a context record for the workflow? In a similar way, we are having context record for the execution detail of, a Flow Designer also. So how we have a context record for the workflow? In a similar way, we are having context record for the execution detail of, a Flow Designer also. So last slide, we are having a Flow Designer examples. So I have already implemented some of the example, like when incident is created, it should get assigned to support group. And we are going to implement one more example. Problems would get created along with the incident. So we have not implemented that. We are going to implement that, and we'll try to understand approval related examples in my next video. Okay. To implement our next example, which has to be done on create record, right? Because we have to create a problem record along with our incident. So here you have to select problem table, and you have to select all the fields which you want to populate. So here you can select the state, you can select caller, all the mandatory field you can select here. So I'm not getting caller, maybe you can select configuration item. So you can open one of the problem record, and you could see what all mandatory field, and you can refer that and provide, you can map the field into value here. After that, you can click on done. In next video, we are going to take one code example, and we are going to implement the Flow Designer, and we are going to do the testing. So I hope you like my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.